So, hi all, welcome to the webinar on how Zoho uses Zoho Cliq. Firstly, I am Shanthana Lakshmi, product marketer for Zoho Cliq, and I will be your host for the day. With me, I have three speakers from three different teams in Zoho joining us today for the session. First, we have Mathangi Kumar with us, who is a marketing manager for SalesIQ, which is a live chat and analytics platform. Welcome, Mathangi. Please help us with more details about what Zoho Sales IQ is and your role in the team.
SalesIQ is a live chat and an analytics platform for effective customer engagement. So, to put it more simply, we all browse a lot of websites in a day, and we've often seen a chat icon in the websites and a chatbot answering our queries in place of a human agent. So, SalesIQ basically does all of this and more. So, while marketing and sales teams can use SalesIQ for knowing more about their prospects and providing instant communication, support teams can use SalesIQ for handling customer queries on time. So SalesIQ basically is a good fit tool for like all departments and business sizes.
So, thanks for joining us today again. Next, we
Thank you.
have Rahul Kumar with us. He heads the marketing team for Zoho Flow, which is an integration platform that helps you connect with third party applications and automate your workflows. It's our pleasure having you with us today, Rahul. Help us get to know more about yourself and what major value Zoho Flow and it as an integration adds.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Thank you for having me here. Hello, everyone, for Zoho Flow. It's an integration platform that allows people to connect their application stack. So my work mostly revolves around this whole idea of integration, the strategies to evangelize this integration concept. Suppose you're looking for an integration in a particular application, say in Click itself. It's not possible to connect the entire SaaS ecosystem for Click from a single place. So when you don't find your requirement covered in the existing, integration setup that is there, so every application has their own native integrations, and then we have marketplaces for different kinds of plugins and extensions. If you don't find any solution that suits your requirement, you go to Flow. There are over 800 cloud applications that we have hosted here. You can choose to connect your app with any third-party app or even Zoho applications of your choice. So yeah, I can safely say that Zoho Flow is the integration engine for Zoho, and that's what I work on.
That's awesome. So, with that, let me introduce you to the tech geek Devasakayam Gerald, who is a product manager for the Indian made secure messaging platform Arattai. We are so glad that you can join us today, Deva. I'm sure that the audience would be intrigued to know more about Arattai. So, tell us more about what Arattai is in your role.
Arattai supports direct messages, group chats, one-to-one calls, group meetings, and story updates, which can help you connect with your friends and family. So we have been working on a complete makeover of the Arattai app, and it is expected to be launched soon along with additional features. So I'm thrilled to be part of this webinar. Thank you for hosting me, and I look forward to the discussion.
So, thanks all for introducing yourselves. Proceeding, it's not always the big features that make a difference. Be it big or small, certain features in Click help to be more productive at work. For instance, say I bookmark and save important messages for future reference by starring them under different categories. So, can you all pick one scenario and tell us how Click has made it easier for you to be more productive at work? So, let's start with Madhangi.
Yes, Lakshmi. So we use Click extensively for all our marketing activities. In fact, I would say Click is the only tool we use to ideate on new plans, discuss ideas, and communicate with each other, raise issues, update progress, and so on. So Click is like a one-stop tool for us. If you want me to pick one particular feature, I would say Threads, as we don't use any other tool to keep a check on tasks and marketing involves like multiple activities going on at one time. So threads are very useful for us to have communication happening around different topics in one place in an organized way. For example, we have a marketing channel where there is a thread for every activity we do, say cross linking activities, SEO updates, social media updates, or just sharing competitor references, etc. So this way, even though discussions are happening around different topics, they're all in one place for everyone to see in a very organized way. So this is very important for marketing, especially because we have multiple activities happening, as I said. So threads makes it so easier for us. And another feature that helps us is the reminders in Click. So that is a personal favorite for me as well. So it helps me in following up on tasks without having to remember them all. So be it within the team or with any other product inside Zoho.
Reminders and all, as I'm also from marketing and I use it. Let's move on to Rahul and hear what he has to say.
Thanks, Lakshmi. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint on a favorite, feature of Click, because being a marketer, Click is one of my favorite apps. And my primary responsibility goes around, communication, be it internal, external. I totally depend on a few tools. I mean, most of them are Zoho applications um, for my, communication needs. And Click takes the center stage in this whole, orchestration of communication. So there are many instances where the task is not complete without Click's involvement. Any communication that I need, Click comes at the center of it. So there are channels that we have dedicated for each project. So in the marketing, we keep on initiating certain campaigns and all that, and Click is that starting point and also the end point of when campaign is over. It's like we just completed Flow's 5th anniversary, and our entire campaign coordination took place in Click, from working on copies, video scripting, um, working with other teams, say creative team or the video team. Everything that we did, we somehow depended on Click to manage our communication needs. Now, in that coordination, or in that collaboration with different teams, we primarily used certain features. Like I muted some of my existing Click uh, channels to focus on this particular campaign. And whenever there was a copy created, there was a script written, everything was getting shared through WorkDrive, but all the updates were coming in Click itself. So and sometimes I pinned some of the files, the links to files, data sheets, etc. So everything that we have been doing around that campaign was handled in Click itself. Many features, highlighting certain descriptions, titles, using slash commands, pinning the messages. All these have helped me in staying top of my job of getting this campaign accomplished successfully. So yeah, not coming to the favorite feature of it, but a few of them have helped and made my life easier.
Nice. So special congrats to 5+ years of Zoho Flow. And with
Thank you.
that, we'll move to Deva and hear what he has to say.
So as we all know that channels form the core of our communication in Click. So we have different channels created for our team in Click, which serve different purposes. Say for example, we have an organization level channel named Arattai Feedback, where we share the app even before it is released to the customers, to our colleagues, so that they'll be able to give their feedback. So once and when we receive a feedback, we weigh in the odds of those feedback, and then we alter the app so that we give the best version of our app to the customers. And then there is a releases channel where we discuss about the upcoming releases and its progress. And then we have a development channel where the backend developers, along with the web, Android, and iOS developers, coordinate regarding the development active work items so that we convert them as soon as possible. So in all these channels, we used to pin the important messages so that they are easily accessible and noticeable by all the participants of the channel. So as Mathangi was saying, so threads form an important thing in our workflow as well. Say, for example, the concluded threads, that is the discussions that are actually concluded, we close them so that they don't come and disturb in the active conversations list. Say, for example, we have a support channel where the support personnel post the query they receive from our customers. So the development team or the product management team responds to the respective query, and once the query is resolved, the particular thread is marked as closed by the support representative. This way, we'll know what are the active threads that we have to focus on, thereby eliminating the noise, that is the completed ones. So this helps us to declutter the workspace and thereby increasing our productivity.
Thanks, Deva. You touched base on channels, pin messages, and threads. That's cool. Moving on, I joined in 2020, right when Sri Devembu declared a complete work from home. I never felt out or disconnected from my team because we were able to mimic the entire office setting right inside Click with the remote work capabilities it offered and enjoy all the little quirks of working from office. So my next question for you all is how Click helps bring your team together? So for a change, we'll start with Rahul this time. Rahul, can you tell us how it Click helps bring your entire team together and collaborate better?
Um, as I said earlier, that Click takes the center stage when it comes to the communication aspect of it. And no team can be a cohesive team if there is no flawless or seamless communication. So what happens is, in general, our day-to-day activities are handled and communicated about in Click. So whenever we work on new features, there is an update coming in. There is a team that tests the quality of the features before pushing it out. All those things, and we have this gallery of 800 plus applications that we keep on adding new ones with. So every now and then a new application gets published in our gallery. So all these communication needs are managed through Click. Every time we publish an app, a bot message basically pushes this info in our Teams Click channel automatically, and everybody gets to know about what has happened, what new application has come in, and also this application flow is used by the users of other Zoho as well as third-party applications. So the requests for help keep coming from different teams. For that, we have a dedicated support channel that sits inside Click. So every time somebody needs an instant help for a particular user in a given geography, they click and they message in that channel, and somebody from our team immediately picks up and takes up that task. So, and similar to this, there are many instances, like I talked about that 5th-year plan. Everything that we did, from planning the t-shirts for the team, the goodies, and everything that we planned was being discussed and brainstormed about in Click channels itself. So all those things, as I'm mentioning, everything is being handled inside Click when it comes to the communication side of it. We call them virtual spaces. Even if I'm not in office, some of the team members are sitting in the office, I'm at home, we still work through Click. We just get on a meeting, we casually chat about things and handle things. So it has helped our team stay together, put together virtually, work together virtually. Yeah, so that's how it probably has helped stay as a cohesive team.
Click indeed is the virtual HQ. So let's hear from Mathangi what she has to say.
Yeah, so marketing, as Rahul said, can never be done without depending on other teams. So just like how Rahul says, sometimes even I work from home, my team works in office, and vice versa. So that being the case, not just the marketing team, we're also dependent on a lot of other teams, like the development teams for feature specific updates and the support teams to understand what customers are asking us, and also the sales team to know more about the prospects and what they really want. So that being the case, bringing all of them together is like one big task, and Click makes it like quite seamless for us. So, for example, we have a chat trigger, a feature in SalesIQ that is set up in our pricing page where a bot starts engaging with our prospects and helps them choose the best pricing plan based on the requirements. So, this information is directly pushed inside a Click channel, and the support, sales, and the marketing teams get to know immediately who are the leads who are coming into our website, what are they interested in, what is their actual requirement, and if needed, the support and sales teams can pitch in immediately for a demo. So this transparency in communication among different teams is achieved through. And another example that I would like to quote here is like a bot that pushes like weekly notifications on leads that are like still in the not contacted stage, that the leads we have missed, and so that we can quickly follow up with the sales team and get to know the progress on that. So all this happens within Click itself without switching multiple tabs. So this helps in productivity and also keeps the entire team together.
Okay, so Rahul mentioned about the bots and channel notification and how Click is your virtual team space. And you spoke about how Click helps cross functional collaboration. And you also added about automated notifications and more. With all this, we are now interested to know what you have to say, Deva.
Okay. Since you have mentioned that, like about the COVID pandemic, so since the pandemic, the entire globe, especially the IT industry, has transitioned to a different working style. Say, for example, we have been used to working with our colleagues at office together, and then once the situation came in, we all started connecting remotely. So, which sort of like created a lot of communication gap between the team. Say, for example, we used to have the visual indicators such as whether a person is taking a break or whether they are in a meeting. We used to know this when we are in person. So we may approach them if they are free, but we won't. We weren't able to see this when we were connecting remotely. So this is when that Click team quickly switched gears and helped us to adopt these circumstances. So they gave in the remote check-in and check-out feature, which lets the user to connect directly to say that they have checked in and logged in for the day. And then they also provided the remote work statuses that can let others know that what status they are actually in. Say, for example, whether they are available for a collaboration or they are busy in doing something, they can keep their status as engaged at work. Or if they are taking a meal break, they can set their status as meal break. And it also gives one another status that says a short break. Say, for example, if you want to take a coffee break, you might put that status so that others get to know what is the current status of yourself so that they can approach you based upon what status you are in. And then again, the Click user status icons. So, say for example, if a particular person is in a call or in a group meeting or maybe in a customer support session, Click shows us that this person is occupied in something directly, even without us asking them via chat message. So this helps us to reach them when they are free, and also you need not always wait to see whether that person is actually in a meeting or whether they are busy. If you open their chat, it shows that they are in a call, and it also supports an option to schedule a message to send that particular message once that person's call is ending. Say, for example, my current feed status is set to DND. So DND is something like do not disturb. So I have set this DND because I don't want any notifications to come through Click to my desktop or my mobile because I am actively participating in a webinar. So if someone wants to send me a message at this instant, they might get an option. They will get an option to schedule a message. So which will come to me once my current call, that is this webinar, gets ended. So this way, the person who wants to communicate can also schedule a message. That is, they can actually configure that action, do it immediately when they want to do it. But I will receive it when I intended it to be. So this way, it helps to have asynchronous communication in a better way. And the most important feature that we use in Click are the Click meetings. Say whether to connect with a group of colleagues or to connect with a single person. So Click meetings helps us to do that. So we do screen share and whiteboard to brainstorm ideas. We conduct weekly development meetings. We schedule development meetings so that everybody in the team knows that a particular meeting is happening at a particular point of time. And then we also coordinate with the support representative via these internal meetings. So this is how help us to work when we are at office. And then if you consider the other things, so Click also helps us to have a quick clarification with a colleague even when I'm on the move. Say for example, I'm driving my car and I want to discuss something with a colleague. I can connect my mobile device with my car using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay so that I can directly make the call right from the car. And then Click also recently launched the Android TV app, which helps you to connect to a meeting from a larger screen. Say, for example, from a conference room or even from the comfort of your homes. So that is pretty much how Click helps us to connect together as a team.
Cool. As I said already before starting this question, and with what all you've said now, it's evident that no matter where you work from or how distributed a team is, you can stay connected with your team and get the work running without any interferences using Click. So, Rahul, I have a specific question for you. We position Click as a unified communications platform, meaning it brings together all the people, projects, tools, and data in one place for any business. Click does support native and third-party integrations, but can you give us more detailed insights on how the flow integration with Click works and what benefits it offers?
Mhm. Sure, Lakshmi. Um, so as you mentioned, no, there are native integrations that every application builds. So for example, in this case also, Cliq has its own integrations with certain applications. So there are 3 layers to this whole idea of integration. The native ones that applications build themselves and it sits in their own environment. There is another layer where people create extensions for a particular application, and we have that set up in our own Zoho marketplace also. So the second one basically is listed on marketplace or even third-party marketplaces that you see. Now, when it comes to that third layer, which is when you have tried using the native integration or you tried the extension layer, none of them basically suited your requirement. That's when you go to Flow and try controlling or managing your integration needs. So Zoho Flow lets you create custom integrations among set of applications. And as I mentioned, we already have 800 plus applications on the platform. So you have that freedom of choosing any of the apps that you are comfortable working with. You don't have to stay with Zoho applications, although we have 50 plus apps that you can very well help you run your entire business. But if you feel like you have certain applications in your mind that you want to use from third party, you can do that too. And Flow enables that cohesiveness or data exchange across these applications to ensure that you don't have to sift through different applications unnecessarily. So I'll keep the example with this Cliq application itself. So users basically use different kinds of applications, as I mentioned, and you can choose Cliq to be your communication center stage, and you can connect this application with hundreds of other applications using Flow. And we are emphasizing on this fact that Cliq sits, its positioning is communication, and this same positioning can be boosted through these custom extensibilities wherein you connect Cliq with certain other applications. To pick an example, and we actually use that in our own internal environment. Whenever we have a marketing campaign to be planned, what we do is we create a project in Zoho Projects, our own application. But you think of any scenario other than Zoho apps, say Asana. You want to manage your projects there, but you also want to be updated about everything that is happening in Asana. Say a new project gets created and you want to have a dedicated channel created in Zoho Cliq based on that project creation. You can do that in Zoho Flow. Similarly, when there is a new task getting created, updates happening, you want those updates to be automatically communicated in Cliq channels. You can do that too using Zoho Flow. So all these processes you can easily automate here in this environment. Everything sits in the central interface. All the flows, workflows that you create, you can view them all in a single place. You can choose to switch them off or on. Create connections in a single place. Connections are basically the authentications. So Flow works on this idea of triggers and actions. Trigger is something that starts the workflow. Like you get this new project created, you get a new email, you get a new Cliq message. You want these trigger points to be captured and a set of tasks automatically executed in other applications. You can achieve that through certain workflows that you create in Flow. So that's what Zoho Flow brings on the table. And there are other features like branching, delay, and a few more. What these do is these help you in making your workflows complex. You want to branch your workflow based on certain conditions being fulfilled or not being fulfilled. You want to stop a particular workflow until a given date. Say for an event, you want to send emails to the guys a day before the event. You can set up such kind of workflow rules using our branching, decisions, delays, everything that we have in Zoho Flow. So all those capabilities basically help users stay on top of their tasks or communication needs, in this case, in the Cliq's case, as we're talking about. So you can try that. If you feel like there is a use case you have in mind, you want to connect certain applications, you can always go to Zoho Flow and review the list of apps that we have, the features that we have. And I'm always there if you want to reach out to me in some manner, you want certain discussions, certain things to be covered up, or you need any help with existing workflows that you might already have created. I'm there. You can always write to rahul@zohocorp.com, and I'll be there to help you. Lakshmi.
So the audience will know the right place to go to if they want custom app integrations. Thanks, Rahul. So right from the beginning, there were various mentions by all three of you about bots, slash commands, automated notifications, and others. I would like to ask Deva to enlighten us with the power of Click platform. Meaning, how can any team use a Click platform to automate their workflows and be more efficient?
So as Rahul mentioned, so every team has their own set of process and workflows. So it is very hard, it will be very hard for Click team to handle all those use cases. So that is where the Click's development platform really outshines. So it offers the flexibility of you to configure whatever custom workflows you need your team to work with. So I'd like to take the build update process that we use in Arattai team so that I'll be able to give a brief on how Click helps us to connect as a team. Say for example, every day at 8 a.m. So a build is deployed in our local setup, that is the testing environment. So a message is automatically posted in the channel, that is the build updates channel we have in Click for the Arattai team. And the people who have contributed to that particular build will be added as auto followers to the thread that gets created from the parent message. So this particular message is also pinned to the parent channel so that everyone in the team knows that there is a build that is in testing. So the change that are happening in the particular build will be posted as a message in the thread, and followed by that, the automation is automatically started and the results are posted directly into the channel. So in this case, if you see, there are like 6,000 plus use cases that have been executed in the automation, and 100% of the use cases are successful. So in this case, what will happen is the build is ready to be approved and it can be moved to production. So you can see like there is a button at the bottom that shows that that has an action that can be performed if you want to move that build to production. So then if there are any issues in that particular build, the QA person can actually create that issue directly from Click. Say for example, they use the thread to communicate with the development team or the product management team if there is a grievance that has to be addressed. So once they have the discussion done, they create it as an issue in Zoho projects using the native integration we have. So you can see the screen. In the screen, you can see there is an add an issue message action. Clicking on that is going to show you a form. You can fill in the necessary inputs and click add issue, which will directly add the issue into Zoho projects. So once this is done for all the issues that have been found out in that particular build, the QA team will reject the build because of these issues, and a detailed descriptive card with all the details of who the developer is and to whom it is assigned and what is the severity of the particular issue, and it is posted in the thread. So this way the whole team knows what is the current status of the thread. Once the build is rejected, the team will be able to resubmit the build along with all the issue fixes. So if there are no issues, the QA team will be directly moving the build to production using the move to production button that is present in the automation result card. So once the build is actually shipped to live, there is a live notification that will reach this thread. So which will say that the build is moved to the next setup. That is from the local testing environment. We move it to the pre-production setup followed by the production setup. So as these notifications are important, say for example, the notification that says that the build is moved to the next setup, this is not only posted in the thread, but also posted in the parent channel. So you might have experienced this when you try to reply in the thread. So there is an option to post in the parent channel, which can inform all the participants of the channel, irrespective of whether they follow that particular thread. So this is how Arattai team uses the build update process, and we have automated some of the use cases to increase our productivity. So I would also like to quote some of the other use cases we have. So as Click forms the core of our communication within our team. So whatever notifications we would like to receive, if that is received in Click, it helps us to act immediately. Say for example, there is a trouble with our Arattai server. Let's assume there is a trouble with the Arattai server. So if there is a notification that can be sent to me through Click, as we people live in Click, so these notifications reach us instantly so that we can act to it. So here is a sample alert we get when there is a performance issue with the server. So we'll be able to quickly address that issue. So the developer might actually check that and resolve that so that the customers are not going to get affected. And then there is the feature usage stats widget that we use in our team. So what are the features that people actively use? We have configured a scheduler, and that scheduler pulls data from our database and shows it as a widget. So in this case, if you see this widget. So it shows the number of daily active users we have for Arattai, along with the number of messages being sent for each day and the active number of chats and calls. So with this information, the product management team will be able to take an informed decision on whether to do onboarding for a particular feature, because if that is not used by people more often, or if there is a drop in some of the features usage, they might actually reiterate whether to change the use case. So to make this happen, the PM team need not go to a different app to see what is the usage stats for Arattai. So they can actually use Cliq to view these stats. So Cliq widgets help us to view such stats. So, and another thing is like Arattai is already in Play Store and App Store. So we should value, as we value the user feedback more than anything else. So we have configured an alert that sends us a notification in the feedback channel when a user posts a review in the Android Play Store or Apple App Store. So that will reach us here. So if it is an issue that is being reported, the development team will quickly check that and respond to the review via our support team. Or if it is a new feature requirement, it will be directed to our PM team, where they will note the particular requirement and analyze that and then add it to our development team. And the final thing is the social media mentions that we used to get. So we have a bot that actively watches the social media mentions that happen with respect to Arattai. Say, for example, in this screenshot, you can see that Arattai is being mentioned in Twitter. So when somebody mentions Arattai in Twitter, a notification comes to the feedback channel where we get to know about the message that is posted in Twitter as well. So this way, we are actively notified about the social media interactions that people do with respect to our app, so that we don't have to manually track all of these. So these notification helps us to track everything in a single place, that is Cliq in this case, instead of switching between apps and spending our time in across different apps. So that's pretty much about how Arattai team uses Cliq to have an increased productivity.
Thanks, Deva. So, like, who would say no to automating workflows and getting things done faster? We all love that, no? Because we also have a design request bot which easily helps the designer to take in the priority tasks and then let us know what he is working on. So thank you all three of you for joining us today and helping us know how you use Cliq and also shed some light into what your product actually does.